Okay, here we go. So we're gonna pull the wheels back. It's gonna go back behind the kayak. Then I'm gonna lift up. Boom. Sweet. So when I was at ICAST earlier this year, I saw a kayak cart design and I said, okay, now that's a good one. Of course, I asked, when will this cart be available? And they said, not gonna be available for a little bit longer, maybe the end of this year. Who knows, it could be available at the beginning of next year. Me being the DIY kind of guy I am, I love DIY. I'm the type of guy to have a $3,000 kayak and then DIY a kayak cart or DIY some rod holders or a push pole holder or a kayak crate. It's just, I like to build things and I'm sure you do as well. So this idea is not an original idea, but I don't think there's anything wrong with throwing a little DIY together because not everyone is able or willing to purchase, you know, a set of kayak wheels that might be $100 plus. And now doing this DIY, I have to be honest with you guys, sometimes DIY projects cost more than the actual product itself. So I'm on a mission to go to Home Depot and to build what's in my head. It's gonna be slight variation from what I saw in person, and to be honest, I don't even really remember what I saw in person except for how the product is supposed to work. I really didn't pay that close attention to it because of course I was filming other things and had to keep it moving. But in my head, I have the idea. I didn't draw it out, just like most of my DIYs that I don't draw out. I probably should. I probably save a lot of money and save a lot of time. So we're gonna go see if I can't build this kayak cart at a reasonable price that would say to you guys, hey, maybe I wanna also build this cart. Now, this specific design is going to be for kayaks that have track mounts. You might not have track mounts, but you can go and buy tracks from any, you know, major kayak accessory company. I mean, all you gotta do is go on Amazon, type in kayak tracks, and you'll be good. So if you don't have kayak tracks or T-tracks integrated into your kayak, no problem, you can buy these. I'm going to build this axle out. I'm gonna grab some wheels. I'm gonna try and find the right PVC pipes that I need, and let's see what we can make. First stop is gonna be the outdoor section of Home Depot. I already did some pre-planning. I have a list on what I need, and the first thing is gonna be the wheels. So there's a few different options here. What I'm looking for is 5/8 ball bearings right here. So here we got 5/8 because I'm gonna be looking for a threaded rod that is 5/8. We're currently in the hardware section, aisle 12, bay 25, and this is what we're looking for. Not this exact one, because that's huge, but we're looking for 5/8 threaded rod. This is gonna be our axle. That's 3/4, a little too big. I'm not the best at this stuff right here. We're just looking. That's 1/2 inch, 7/16, 5/8 is this color, but I'm not seeing, oh no. I'm not seeing any 5/8. This is all square pipe. Yeah, that's not what we need for this build, although that's good to know that's there. Channel track won't work. All this is too skinny for an axle. Man, they are low on materials today. Go really deep in here. I think there's a short one. Oh wait, this comes out. This is 5/8, but it's 2 feet. And I'd prefer 3 feet for sure. A lot of what we need is not here, and we checked other Home Depots, and I guess these threaded rods right now in 3 foot are hard to come by. But I found 2 galvanized threaded rods here, 5/8 by 2 foot. And I found these little couplers here. So I could actually attach these together. So my idea is to let this be the main part of the axle that sits under the kayak. Then I'll put a threaded coupling nut here, a threaded one here, and then I'll take the spare rod, cut, and I will thread that on to the other side, and the wheel and the washers and everything will attach there. Now I know it seems a little bit complicated, but we just don't have the right materials, so this is what we are working with. I've got my eyes on these conduit clamps right here. You can see it makes like a C. I'm up in the air on how I'm gonna attach this whole design to the kayak. I have 2 ideas, one of them being a T-bolt like this right here, you know, your normal track mount T-bolt. And another one is using track mount bolts to mount something like this to the kayak. I always loved this style, especially when I was younger. Maybe I had my hand in a few graffiti murals back in the day. Maybe just a few, or maybe a lot of few. We're not about that life anymore, but still love my spray paint. We're gonna go ahead and grab, ooh, that's dark walnut. That's not what we want. We want black. Semi-gloss? We could do semi-gloss, that's fine. Semi-gloss, there it is. Originally what I was gonna do is take this rod, put it inside some conduit, and you can see all that space. So I was gonna use this PEX here to go over the rod and fill that void. We're not gonna do that anymore. Now what we're gonna do is take this PEX and put the rod straight through. This, nice and strong. This is strong enough, I love it. And this is only what, $5? Alrighty, I've got a cart full of stuff. Now, we're actually gonna be going to Harbor Freight real quick because they sell these for much cheaper. And though this might be like ultra quality, ultra premium, which is what I like to do, I don't wanna skimp out completely, but if I can find decent tires for, you know, 10, 20 bucks instead of 30, I'm gonna do that to pass on, you know, that savings to you guys. Good old Harbor Freight. Lady said all the way down aisle 1. And she's right. Exactly where I remember these being. A whole wall of them. Okay, let's find the one we need. So we have a few options here. So remember the last ones were 30 bucks. These ones are 20 bucks and they are the flat free ones. These also work on a 5/8 axle. Then we have these, they're $9, right? Check that out. So these, you obviously have to put air in them. And you know what? These are actually lighter, which is really why I'm considering those. Then you have these $8.99 ones. These are the steel hub, you know, that white hub. We got a few other options here. This one is the powder coated steel hub, which is the same exact price as the white steel hub. And for $1 more, you have your zinc plated steel hub right there for $1 more. Then you start to move into your bigger size, like 12-inch. Here's 13-inch wheels right here, all the way down to your big ones. Yeah, this might be the winner. So I just got home from the gym and I was gonna be building this over the next few days, but I'm a little impatient. I just wanna see if this is gonna work. So let me turn this camera around and show you what I've got going on. So this is the kayak that I'm working on right now. This is the Feel Free Moken 12.5, but this system, I'm building it in a way that this will work on my Hobie because my Hobie has these track mounts right here. Also my Unlimited has track mounts right here. So here is the idea. Right now I've gone ahead and I've taken these little conduit clamps right here, and I know they're a little too big for the PVC that I'm working with, but these tracks are at an angle. So if I were just to get the 1-inch little clamps right here, let's just call these clamps because I don't really know the right word for them. If I were to get the 1-inch, it would be tight and this would not be able to swing because there's like a dimple inside these little clamps, you know, to hold conduit in place. So this is a little bit bigger. I'm gonna see if they have smaller ones. This is a very small adjustment, but for now, this will do. You can see here kind of the design. Right now I have the threaded rod going through the PEX right here. You can see I have these little T's right here. This is what I'm going to use to put over the axle of the cart, right, of this cart. And this is a placeholder PVC, but it's gonna go from here into that 90-degree elbow into the PVC pipe that's mounted to the kayak. And so right now, this is 3/4 because I didn't want to use 1-inch, you know, on this PEX right here, but I have an adapter going to 1-inch PVC just so we get a little bit extra strength, right? So it's going from 3/4 to 1-inch. So what's the move? Oh man, I think the next move is gonna be to get the grinder out, start doing some measuring. I think I'm gonna grab the other threaded rod, cut it, start making some cuts and see if we can't kind of string this thing together. Back here in the garage real quick, I've got both sets of wheels. I think these are gonna get returned to Home Depot. These were 30 bucks and they've got the air, you know, fill it up with air. These are the flat free wheels right here and there is no air. And 20 bucks, 300-pound capacity, pre-installed with 5/8-inch bearings right here. And they come with kit, both of these actually, depending on whichever one you want to use, come with adapters and other bearings in case you want to move this on up to, let's say 3/4. This is what I'm going to use. The Hall Master 10-inch flat free Harbor Freight wheels right here, $19.99. I'm going to go ahead and install my little cutoff wheel right here. I have a lot of Ryobi tools, cheap, affordable. Yeah, man. Some people be hating on my Ryobi tools, but honestly, for what I do around the house and these projects, they've never really let me down, so, ow! Except for right there. So this thing is 2 feet long. So we're gonna go ahead and measure it out 1 foot about right here. Let's see. I think it's working. All right, there we go.
Looks good.
Cool?
Yeah.
Sweet. So we've got our 2 rods that have been cut in half right here. And I have 2 of these couplers right here, 5/8. Boom. So it looks just like this. Here's the setup right now. We've got these little T's. It goes from 3/4 to 1 inch. So that's in. Now, I'm gonna be building this in a way that you might say, why don't you just use this type of glue right here? And the reason why I'm not using that type of glue right now is because I've got 3 different kayaks I want to use this on, and so I need it to be a little bit modular. Here's our T's that we'll be working with right here. Here is the first rod going into the PEX pipe right here, just like that. I'm gonna take these couplers and I'm gonna go ahead and thread them on about halfway. So only way to know is because you gotta look inside and see if we're halfway there. Now, this is galvanized pipe. Not everything here is galvanized, I understand that. But we're working with what we got. If your Home Depot or a big box store happens to have galvanized, then lucky you, because mine does not right now. So right now we're just gonna go hand tight on both ends, okay? I want it to look a little bit nicer, so I'm gonna take this off and I'm just gonna measure and recut another piece of this PEX so that you'll see at the end exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna measure this out. About halfway is right there. I'm gonna make my cut about right here. This might all not make sense right now, but by the time we get done, I hope it makes sense for you guys. So we've got the main rod, we've got the coupler nut, we've got the extra rod. We've got the red PEX to go over it just to make it nice and clean with just enough space here at the end to put the other coupling rod. See that right there? We're gonna go ahead and put this one in. Boom, just like that. Now, if there's any extra space out here, this is gonna get some pipe as well, just to make it look clean. And then I have this pull floaty. So I already had this around the house. And what I'm gonna do is put it over like this. Now I'm just gonna put it on this portion right here so that there's some pad between this pipe and the kayak, and it'll also raise the kayak up just a little bit. So here's how we look right now. You can see the wheels are gonna end up around somewhere here under the kayak. I do want this to stick out further because the wheels are gonna end up somewhere like right here, because we're gonna be using this on other kayaks that can be a little bit wide. So I'm gonna have the wheels about right here, give this a lot of space. So there'll be more PEX here, this red tubing here. The only spot that will have the pool noodle is right here. I think we're safe to do about 5 more inches of red tubing. So we'll go 5 inches here is boom. Boom. So here we go. All right, that's looking pretty nice. 5 inches on that side, 5 inches on that side. I'm thinking this goes up here, just like this, okay? And by the way, I think I'm gonna paint that black. I think I'm gonna paint everything black like I always do. Then we're gonna put a washer. Then we're gonna put the wheel on. Then we're gonna tighten it up. Now this T right here is going to connect with 90-degree elbows to this pipe right here. So these are the measurements I really have to be precise on and be careful before I make all the cuts. But right now, I'm gonna go ahead and probably just cinch this up, put the wheels on, and go from there. Another washer. Locking nut. All right, we're over that damaged thread. Don't you hate when that happens? I could take a file and try and straighten it out, but no time, no time. Well, I guess we have time, but don't feel like it. Go ahead and tighten this guy up. Now, before we put the other wheel on, I do want to get this cut. We'll go about right here. Boom. Take this here, slide it over, just like that. All right, same thing on this side. We're gonna go ahead and throw this guy on, throw on one more of these, put the tire on, put one more of those washers on, locking nut washer. I'll just tighten it up a little bit. We still want it to, ooh, that's a little tight, to be honest. All right, for now, that's how it's gonna be. So check it out so far. We have this little, here. We got this little axle that's running away from us. Come back here. So we're gonna take this guy and we're gonna attach it to the PVC pipes. Oh man, I can't wait to see if this works. Next, I'm gonna cut some 2 feet sections, and this is gonna go from the axle up to where the track mounts are. Boom. One more at 2 feet. And that's like exactly perfect. That's very rare. So 2 feet right here, nothing's getting glued. Everything is gonna be temporary at the moment. So there's one, and here is 2. All right, so basically the last thing we gotta do is get these 90 degrees elbows attached, and we basically just gotta figure out where on the pipe we need to cut. It's gonna be about right here. Well, I think the first thing we can do is just make one cut. Actually, we can just attach this. Yeah. I think the first one we don't have to cut, we just attach it. Boom. Now we're on the other side. We're gonna take this 90, put it in. Just gonna get this looking pretty square. Now it's right here on the inside of the elbow that this pipe is gonna go all the way through. So keeping that in mind, we're really close to seeing if this idea will work or not. I might even cut it a little bit long, just in case, just in case. Boom. Right now, this is what our creation looks like. A big, funny looking square. Right now it looks kind of funny because PVC always looks funny before it's painted, so. But really what we want to happen is we want this to happen. So I'm gonna have to move these tracks back just a little bit. This is gonna go underneath the kayak. So I'm gonna adjust these to come back just a little bit further, and we're gonna get to testing. Now, again, these should be smaller. I'm gonna see if Home Depot has smaller ones of those. I'm sure they do. While I'm here, I'm just gonna show you what I did. So here's our little, just call this the U. And all I did was take a track mount. You guys are familiar with these, and a little washer. So I put this back in, just so this is all even. You measure from here, that's about 3/4. We should be about there. Tighten this. So here it is in all its glory. You see what I mean by this being a little bit too big? Try to find some smaller ones, but let's talk about price. So starting with wheels, before I show you guys, starting with wheels, 20 bucks each. That's 40 bucks, okay? We've got the galvanized rod, 15 bucks each. So right now we're already looking at 30 bucks for that. So 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. We're at $70, okay? Then we got the couplers right here. These are 2 bucks each right here. So we're at what, almost 75 bucks. Let's just start to do some round estimations here. We got some bolts. All these bolts and everything were 5 bucks. So we're at 80 bucks. We have these clamps. These were like 4 in a pack for a few bucks. So let's say we're at, 80 something dollars. PVC, we only needed one section, and this is like 3 or 4 bucks. So we're about at $90 when it comes to this little kit. We're gonna paint this black so it looks good. Let's see how it works. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna pull the wheels back. It's gonna go back behind the kayak. Then I'm gonna lift up. Boom. Look at that. Let's see how it works to take it off. This is gonna be the tricky part. I think you have to like catch it with your foot, maybe. Let it back down. Boom. You got your wheels in the back, all good. Here we go again. Like it's time to go. Lift it up. Boom. All right. Now this kayak has some water in it, I can hear it. It's been sitting out in the storm, but let's see. Oh yeah, you hear that water? I want you guys to get a better look right here. So, got the wheels, boom, just like that. Can even make sure it's centered. All right, no problem, lift it up. Boom, there we go. Lift it back, just use momentum. We're done. Back, oh, back. Done. Now I know looking at this kayak, you can see right here, it comes with the wheel, but this wheel isn't always the best. And again, this can be used for other kayaks. If I had to do this all again, I might even get a little bit of a thicker rod than 5/8, because, you know, if you really want to put a lot of weight on this thing, then yeah, you might want a thicker rod, although this rod can handle it. And also I wouldn't want to use these couplings right here, because you're gonna get, maybe even if you really load this up, you might get some sag right here. So just getting one full bar, but unfortunately I wanted to do this DIY today and we didn't have those pieces today. So we would want like a 3 foot, you know, a 3 foot piece for sure, or maybe even like a 3.5 foot. And by the way, you can go cheaper on the wheels. You can go the $8, $9, $10 wheels, not the $20, you know, run flat wheels. You just got some PVC right here. You just got, you know, these little brackets. You got a pool noodle to protect. You got some cheap $5, you know, plumbing tube right here. And you got some little T-brackets to go from 3/4 up to 1 inch. It's really not that much. The only thing to really do is paint this black and yeah, I think we're gonna be good to go. A little paint on PVC always makes everything look better. This is the quick paint job right here. Of course, it's not the best, but this is DIY, man. We're just trying to get this done. We're out here drying now. You can see it actually looks pretty good. Check it out. Now we just gotta put it all together after it dries, and this project is done. Spray paint hands. Okay, it's a new day. Let's see if Rye knows how to do it. Yep, the handles are right there on the side. Keep pulling it up, 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 up. And you kind of like, all right, put it down and use the momentum, like pull it back quick. Pull it up, 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 up. There you go, see? All right, we got another angle here. Go ahead, up. You gotta do it kind of quick. There you go. Ready to go?
Yep.
Go ahead.
2, 1.
Sweet. Try and make it a little smoother. Do it one more time.
Right.
Like when you lift it up. Back. Nice. And up quickly. There you go. All right, take it for a spin. See how it does. Check it out. Oh man, it's really cool when you build something and it starts working. Push it backwards. All right, how does it do going backwards? Nice. Sweet. Well guys, I hope you like this little DIY video. We're gonna be doing a lot more DIY videos. I noticed on my channel when I look back through the years of making videos that the DIY videos tend to do kind of the best. That doesn't mean I'm gonna stop doing my fishing videos. I'm still gonna do those, fishing all around, meeting up with you guys, making those videos. Next week, I'll be filming a local bait and tackle shop. We'll be looking at what it takes to run a bait shop, where they get their bait, how they get their water, how they manage their inventory, just all types of things like that. So stay tuned, that's gonna be a fun video. Well, thank you guys for watching this video. It's always fun, these little DIYs, trying to find all the pieces, go to Home Depot and just try and make something work out of nothing. You have an idea in your head. Well, in this case, I was inspired by another product that's not currently out yet, but you kind of get inspired and just see, man, can I make this on my own? Is it cheaper to make it on my own? Is it still gonna be decent quality or is it not gonna be good at all? But I like to tinker, just like I know a lot of you kayak fishermen and fishermen in general like to tinker and build things as well. So I hope this video maybe inspired you to go out and make something on your own. Anyways, guys, please make sure to subscribe. It means so much to me when you guys do that and really does truly help out this channel. I see you guys on the next video.